to another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. I'm your host, Leon. I'm here with my friends, my co-host, Rene, and my man, Larry. What's going on, y'all? It seems like it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
A couple
Seems
weeks.
like it, don't it?
Couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot has happened in a couple weeks, apparently.
Oh,
A
Yeah.
lot.
a lot has happened in a
So how
couple
was,
weeks.
how was y'all weekend? Renee?
Ladies first.
It was good. Friday, went out with some friends, discovered some new places in Durham. So the goal has been like trying out new places in Durham, right? Since our infrastructure is changing, right? And more businesses are coming in. I thought it would be good to kind of what me and my friend, we called it balance on Friday. So we started off a little bougie. We went to a champagne bar.
Always.
We went to a new champagne bar that's in Durham.
Nice.
And then a very great date place. If you're looking for a great date place, it's called Coop and Stein.
I'm sorry? It's called what?
Coop and Stein. It's near something like a cotton room or some sort of place where they hold weddings or whatever. The cotton room or something. It's in that same little promenade, but it's a very, very nice champagne bar, newly open. They have great outside seating. It would be a great date spot. Then, we migrated to something a little, I would call mid. So we ended up in Unscripted. My favorite DJ was playing. Shout out DJ Rene. And then we ended up at some new club in downtown Durham that I have never in my life. But it was one of the most hoodest, great clubs I ever been to.
Oh, snap. Not the hoodest, greatest.
It was like, it reminded me of like back in the day when I would go out with me and my friends. That's like, it was just a hood club, but it was like no fights, no arguments, no nothing. It wasn't like one of the clubs where you go now where it's like, if you ain't got a table, really nobody want to talk to you.
Yeah. Because they was getting rid of dance floors and stuff.
Exactly. People was on the floor dancing. It just brought me back to when, back in my day, called Houston's. I didn't even know it existed. I guess it's been open for maybe a couple months or something, but it was, it was the vibe. So did that on Friday, a little Christmas shopping for my friends and people on Saturday. And today I held my annual yearly Gals Mist, which was great.
Your annually what?
Gals Mist. So what I do is normally I would have something at my house where I would do like invite all of my friends over. I buy them gifts and I'll have like dinner, drinks, and it'll be, we'll have games and just chill in the house. It'll be a really good, cute time. This year I did something different. So we end up going to Snooze. It's a brunch spot in Chapel Hill. It's newly there and brought gifts for everyone. And we were able to kind of socialize and gather together. It was very nice. So
nice.
That's shout out to my friends.
It's kind of like a Friendsgiving, but more Christmassy.
Yeah, so we did do Friendsgiving. So we had a Friendsgiving. We had a private dinner because I have friends that own venues and all of that other stuff.
Nice.
And then I hosted Gals Mist. And then we have my friend Lang. She does Valentine's Day and then so on and so on. So we always find a way to kind of celebrate each other. And I love that.
That's dope. You got to do that. You got to have that nowadays because it's different as we grow up. Our lives can get filled with just being busy.
Yeah.
And so you don't maintain or hold on those connections of, people close to you. And a lot of people get, lost in the wind or lost in the sauce. And next thing you know, people start disappearing and start passing away. And you wish, oh man, I wish we would have did this. I wish we would have did that. So I think it's dope, that you get together, plan something annually, friends, family. It doesn't have to just necessarily be a holiday. Just, a little get together, do something like that.
Yeah. During throughout, we all have like private dinners. Cause I, like I said, I have a friend that owns a venue, the West Room, whatever. And then I have another friend who's a bartender, she has a mobile bartending business. And then we have another friend that's a chef. So, we'll all put money together, give it to them, and they will host a whole private dinner experience.
I like
that. And we do that, all throughout the year. All together to just celebrate whatever. So
well, you need to get on planning and doing something for us because I have the thoughts, but I can't put nothing together. So we got to put something together. Impel Forward.
Put something together. Impel Forward. We can make that happen.
We got to put something together in January. Yeah.
Oh, for your birthday. For our birthday. Larry,
yeah.
did you know
Yeah.
Leon and I, our birthdays are when's your birthday?
The 25th.
Oh
January.
yeah, 5 days. I'm the 20th. He's the
Yeah.
25th.
Jesus Christ. I
That's
know
why
like 6
that's,
people whose
that's why
birthdays
we
are in January.
that's why we argue so much. Because she's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 of my sister's
Mhm.
birthdays are in January.
Oh yeah.
A lot
Well,
of
what you
people
do this
close to
weekend,
me, their
Larry?
birthdays are in January. That's good.
Did you
That's
fish this
dope.
weekend, Larry?
Nah, no fishing this weekend for me, but I took my
Or just
boys
came home?
hiking.
Hiking. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
this about the
we
Oh
did some
time to
really?
be
hiking.
hiking.
Yeah.
Where y'all
We
go?
hiked about 3 miles. But for me, I mean, like I set my kids up. I don't try to make things necessarily easy for them. I try to at least
Oh goodness.
give them a little challenge. And so it
Mm-hmm.
was just me and 2 of my boys this time. So I kind of set it up like a military group, like a little platoon type of thing. And I set it up by positions. And so it was 1, 2, and 3. The first position is the point guy. So he carries a hiking stick, 15-pound backpack that has our snacks, our water, things like that. The second guy who's in the middle, he has like a 5-pound medicine ball, the size of a grapefruit, and he kind of just rotates that throughout the hike. And the third guy, he carries a 40-pound weighted vest. And so we hiked for about an hour, and every 10 minutes we would switch those positions. So everybody is shuffling the weight. It's some strength training, it's endurance training, and we do things like that. So I like stuff like that. The kids had a ball; they enjoyed it. So
That
you know,
sounds fun.
Really?
yeah, did
How
that.
long? Like how many miles did you guys hike?
We did a 3-mile hike
Okay.
because that was just me first time trying it out. The weather was nice, and so I was like, all right, we're gonna do this today and see how it goes. Because I had planned to do this about 2, 3 weeks ago, but the temperature was like in the 19s, and we was like not feeling that.
Yeah.
So weather was pretty good yesterday. We was able to get out there, do some hiking, and just kind of chill. It was good bonding too with father and son. So
Mm-hmm.
as we were hiking, I was asking them questions like, "Hey, what if it was the apocalypse or the end of the world, and we're out here in the woods? How you gonna get out? You know, what if you got to run from zombies or from monsters or something?" And we were just kind of brainstorming scenarios and stuff. They didn't even realize, they were doing all the hiking and carrying all the stuff because we was in conversation. So it was just
Mhm.
good bonding. So stuff like that, I would try to do stuff like that with just groups in general. Like we got a good friends group or,
Mm-hmm.
you got a mentor group, something like that, go out there in nature and just enjoy yourself.
That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Something
I
simple.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like fun.
that.
How
Mm-hmm.
about you, Leon? What you do, man?
I ain't do nothing this weekend much. I went to church today.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
the church we had to get together. The praise
Yeah.
team and the band. We had a good time.
Nice.
I forgot the name of the spot we went to, but I never been there before. But it
Mm-hmm.
was fun. Played one game. No, a couple of games. I think probably 2
Yeah.
games. Everybody got on me for this picture I drew. I had to tell y'all about
You
that
be
later on.
drawing.
Yeah, it was included in the game. So yeah, it was crazy. It
Charades.
was fun though. Yeah, it was fun. A
Mm-hmm.
fun get together.
That's what's up.
Fun moment.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
That's a good, and I guess holiday. Well, no, because you still got another Sunday before Christmas, right? But I
But
guess
it's
this is the time where
it's
you
just
guys
the
all can
season.
kind of get together, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the season where everybody work is slowing down and families are starting to, pull together so they can start doing their thing for bringing in Christmas and New Year's. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, it feels for me personally, it feels better now, like this year, as opposed like the previous years when COVID was going crazy and
Yeah.
things are starting to return back to a little bit of normalcy. People are starting to be a lot more grateful, a lot more thankful for, making it to the other side type of thing. So I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
see that just in general,
You know what I love? I love that people are going back to the malls. I love that people are shopping at the
You're right.
malls again.
You're right. You're right. I've
Yeah.
seen
I
that.
mean,
I've seen that.
online is always great, right? But
Yeah.
just seeing people and shopping and, I think we took that a little for granted, for a
Oh
while. It's like,
yeah.
I don't, day after Thanksgiving shopping or no Christmas shopping, I order online. No, it's nothing like the feel of the mall of the hustle and bustle. And then you see
Yeah.
the kids taking pictures with Santa, sitting on Santa's lap and just
Yeah.
seeing the lines. I loved it. I love
Yeah.
it.
I think that's dope. Yeah. That's
Mhm.
dope. I
Yeah,
haven't
it
heard
is.
anything crazy about,
Yeah.
the shopping this year. Like wasn't no wild tragedies or crisis. People were just shopping, man. and just enjoying themselves and spending time with family.
Well, knock on wood, it ain't over yet.
I know. You're right.
It's not over yet, but I mean, for now, I'm just enjoying the moment of just, worry-free, just shopping back to normal. I love it.
I'm usually Scrooge during Christmas, but I had a change of mind, change of heart. Yeah. I like to feel. I look at it just family time. That's what I love about it. Even Thanksgiving, family time. Christmas,
you put a tree up.
Yeah, we got a fake tree. We ain't got no real tree.
I would expect. I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Fake trees, real trees. It's a tree.
Yeah.
I don't have a tree up. I ain't put a tree up in like 5-6 years.
Listen, my friends tease me all the time.
You already got a white tree.
I do have a white tree.
I have
LED trees, but I'm very anal with what my living room should look like, and I don't like clutter, and I don't like displacement of items. So usually after I have like my gal's miss and the presents and everything that I buy, everybody is gone, and I might take a picture or two. The tree comes down. The tree might be down by December 24th. I don't know. I give it about 2 calendar days.
Oh, you gotta at least do it the day after Christmas.
No.
Hold up. When you put the tree up, though?
I put the tree up last Friday.
Dang. And you talking about taking it down before Christmas?
I mean, it's starting to get there where it's just like you're taking up too much of the space in my living room. Like it's becoming not necessarily an eyesore yet, but when I'm watching TV, it's just a lot going on in my peripheral over here.
Just unplug it. Unplug it.
Even plugged. I'm just like, why is it so much stuff over here? I don't know. It's weird, but my friends, even my employees they have a bet. They placed a bet. So one person is like, it's gonna be down by the 26th. Another person said the day of Christmas. Somebody said the 24th. My friends today said probably by no later than next Friday. I mean, it's getting close.
Go ahead, leave that tree up to January 1st, man. Stop playing.
Oh, absolutely not.
Stop playing.
I know people who leave their trees up all throughout the year. Matter of fact, comment below when you take your tree down. What's the rule? Is it after Christmas? Is it after January 1? I need somebody to let me know what's the rules, or do you get a little no, not anal, just particular. If you get a little particular like me and you take it down earlier than expected, it's just me. So really, you
don't want a Valentine's Day Christmas tree? Come on now. Come on.
I have a friend who has 5 Christmas trees throughout her house, but she has one that she decorates for every holiday.
Oh no!
Every holiday she has Veteran Day decor, Easter decor, Christmas. I mean, every Valentine's Day, every holiday she decorates a tree. This tree in her house,
right?
And I want to take it down every time I talk to her on FaceTime and I see it.
Yeah. It's in the background, smiling.
Just in the way, but yeah, people do that. Or they wrap their tree, like people who don't want to take the bulbs off and don't want to hassle. I've seen a lot of people will wrap it up in plastic wrap, wrap the whole, and then just put it in their garage or store it. And then when Christmas comes around again the next year, they just unwrap the saran wrap and then just fluff the tree out with the ornaments and stuff still on it.
That's what life hacking it.
Yeah, my sisters do that. They wrap their tree up and put it in the garage, wait for the next year.
That life
with the ornaments on it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what she told me.
It ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
Even if she take them off, all she do is wrap the tree. I'm pretty sure she probably leave the ornaments on there.
Is it a life hack? Or is it just, I don't want to be bothered?
Probably both.
I change my colors every year, so I can't. For it to be up for 3 calendar days.
Well, let's jump on this first topic here that we
What you got for us?
This first topic.
Crazy.
Hey, look, I don't know if Larry can pull it up now. We was testing, and I don't know if you want to test it now, but if you can, you can try it. But we're gonna talk about it anyway. It says majority of Americans, talking about you, Rene, are ready to support Trump and large parts of his agenda. Now, this came from CNBC's survey.
What's some other part of that?
Huh?
What other part of that article as you scroll down?
I don't let me see here. I know they got so December 16th, 2016, it said 50% 56% was comfortable and prepared to support him. This year, it's only down 2%, 54%. And then
Oh, yeah, there we go.
in 2016, 36% wasn't comfortable, but it's up from 2016 to now 2024, 41%. So
yeah.
Who is part of that population? I'm curious to see what dynamic of people, right, are supportive of him being in office, because his plan doesn't support the middle class or the poor. So I'm just kind of curious of who is in that population.
Who was polled?
Yeah. I know. I think it said 1,000. Only.
I don't know.
Go down, Larry. I think it said
it can be like 30 people.
1,000 people. Right? Go back up. 1,000 people nationwide. 1,000 people. Between
that's not the survey of 1,000 people. No.
Yeah, that's not.
1,000 people can't be nationwide. Really?
Right.
It can't be. No.
Like they say, sometimes the numbers can be what they call it, skewed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are trying to. I mean, definitely the investors, right? They're people, shareholders. They want to see, what is in store for them. Big corporations are pouring into him, so they definitely want to be able to benefit from some of the things that he kind of will allow, or I guess turn a blind eye to, which, tax cuts, right? That's going to be one of the major things for some of these billionaires and these bigger corporations. Hence the reason why Meta and Amazon is donating to his camp. I mean, well, I guess it is his campaign to him, right? They want to be in his good graces. And a lot of people do, because he's rightfully so, he's going to be in power. Right. So why not if pour into them? So just in case they mess up or something happens, or maybe, legislation will change in their favor, that it'll benefit them.
Well, I think a lot of corporations, like you said, they're donating to his campaign, his presidency, so they can get, some favors for later, of course.
They're kissing the ring, as they would say.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's next month they're looking to officially ban TikTok in the United States, in America. And Trump was trying to get that done, like his first presidency. He was talking about doing that. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff with that, because they wanted.
But I thought he wanted to bring it back. I thought he wanted to.
Well, that's not. I think
they wanted to buy it.
Somebody's gonna buy it, right?
Yeah. And if they were not gonna sell it, then they was gonna cut it. You can't have TikTok here if you're not going to let us buy it from you, if you're not going to sell it to us.
So is that confirmed? Is somebody going in the Trump administration?
Somebody made an offer. I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, it's weird that Mark Zuckerberg was just, so for him, right, in his campaign, and he, endorsed him, but they will not allow him on Facebook to have his Facebook back.
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Give it time. Give it time. Yeah.
They won't allow Trump to have his Facebook back.
It was banned with the whole, remember he was banned off Twitter and all that other stuff, because he was, creating violence. But now that he's, back in office and all these other things, but, there's a board, right? And the board can always overrule. They can vote. Yeah. I think, as far as a lot of, well, I can't speak for the American people, but the American sentiment is that they know what to expect from Trump. They know what they're getting because of his previous presidency. And so some people are more on board with his, I guess you could say, economical tactics. Lots of things to stop wasting money here and wasting money there and things like that. But
I agree with that.
Go
ahead. I agree with that. I seen some of the things we was spending money on. I'm like, what in the world? What is it?
Exactly? That's what I was about to bring up. One of the main things that I think that hurt Biden was all the money he sent to Ukraine, because every time you turn around, it was like billions here, billions there. And I mean, I think I read a couple of weeks ago
that with Russia, since he's friends with Putin.
What's that?
Do you think he'll do the same with Russia? So
What that you mean Trump will send
they're still
billions
in
to
war.
Russia?
Oh yeah, he's friends with Putin. Why wouldn't he?
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. But I mean, just to even think about that concept of us having two presidents, one that wants to help one side of the war, and the other president that is cool with the other side of the war, it's gonna be interesting. And I mean, like, you have no way to square that circle, so to speak. But a lot of stuff that hurt Trump is the American people suffering in multiple aspects, and us seeing that money going out to Ukraine. Now, granted, the most common person would think that, oh, we're looking at these billions of dollars going to Ukraine, but it's not that exactly. A lot of that money is in assets and resources. It's in military, aspects and things like that. It's not just straight cash. Some of it is now.
Some of it is, but there was a contract. There was a contract, right?
Yeah,
because it was a kind of I don't want to say give or take situation, but it was an exchange of some sort of thing, whether that's goods, services, or whatever. But it was to then use ours, use American made or whatever. I don't, things that you do to use during the war, right? I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But there was that contract was prior to Biden and long term. It ended and they still continued to fund it. But we don't know on the back end of what they have, right? So we hear that they're giving all of this money away, but we don't, there's something in return that we're getting, but we just don't know about.
Yeah, we don't know it, but that hurts Biden's his camp.
And that hurt. That hurt. But then he comes in the office. I'm going to stop the war within 24 hours of being elected. Now he's like, I got other things to do. I'm sorry.
well, you don't know what's going to happen. We ain't here yet. He's not in there.
He said 24 of being elected. He said within 24 hours of being elected. That was,
if he can make the phone call to Putin and be like, yo, cut it.
But that's just one war. He got to still deal with Israel and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said he can end the war. But now he's like, oh, we gotta talk some more.
But again, though, just American sentiment, like we hate being involved in wars that don't really involve us. We hate and granted, no benefit.
There's no real benefit to us, or we don't
to the
really
common
know
citizen
what's going on. Right.
Exactly. 100%. And that we all feel that across the board.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be interesting when Trump gets in because he's now. If he were to send more money to Ukraine, it'll be like people's head will explode. But if he stops that,
he's not. He doesn't. He's
I don't think he's going to do it.
To Russia. Yeah, that's his boy. Putin is his
I don't know if he's going to send it to Russia. Oh my God, I don't know if he's going to do that. That would be crazy if he did. You talk about a Uno reverse. Yo.
You don't think he would?
Oh, we don't.
No, I don't think
you're besties. Even though Putin said he was excited that he got elected.
I bet he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that.
He said he was excited. Yeah.
But I get it though. Like I can understand why, people can be a little more supportive of him because they know what they got last time,
I've been hearing the money is more money being United States give another, gives Russia 300 billion, not knowing that in their mind it's money, right? But as later stated, it's money and something else, right? In lieu of you use this, so we don't want you using that.
Right. Yeah.
That's really on us.
Yeah.
In return. So there's some sort of back end contract that we don't know about. I personally probably don't want to know about, to be honest. But yeah, what do you think about the tariffs?
Well,
yeah.
Do you think let me ask you this, because Leon he goes with the whole, I understand. If it's going to cost more, it's going to cost more. Do you think that he lied to the American people, or he didn't explain what tariffs really were to the American people?
Well, I don't think he had to explain. I think people already knew that everything was gonna go regardless. So he maybe didn't have to explain. I think he just wants them to pay more. I think if I understand it correctly,
how many people didn't know what tariffs really were because
Right.
he said it with like
no,
with so much conviction that
No.
people thought that we were going to tax other people and it wasn't going to affect us.
No, that's what I'm saying. It will be charging other people, but I think people, after he said it and start talking about it, people start to realize, and after people start doing their research, realize it was going to affect us also.
Yeah.
So it took a long time for people to get there.
It may have did, but
I think a lot of people didn't realize that until after he won. And it was like,
because like you said, a lot of people didn't know what tariffs was,
He didn't really. He said it with so much conviction, like you would have believed him. Like tariffs on China, you like, oh well, shoot, we finna tax China. We finna tax China. Like that's what you get for making all this stuff. And then it's like, whoa, my shirt,
everything, a good 70% everything we get.
Yeah, and you like, okay, well, what does that really mean? And then when people start breaking it down, they like, oh, you know,
your food finna go up because the ingredients are outsourced. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he didn't really explain it, and I think I would say on Kamala's side, she was trying to explain it, but it wasn't with so much conviction. Where it was like, you're gonna find somebody. He made it like we're gonna find them. We're gonna because they're doing things, and it should be an American made, and you shouldn't be doing it, not knowing that it was gonna affect us on the end. And here's Kamala's team. It's like tariffs are bad for the U.S. You know, it's going to drive up, it's going to increase inflation. But you're not hearing because it's like, you got it. It was more of, I'm going to give you I can take, what is that? Take the horse to water, but I can't make you drink it.
Oh, yeah. Lead the horse to water.
Like, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make you drink it. And here he is. He's like, and all the angry people that's angry at Biden, they're like, yeah. Then they vote and they're like,
but is that his way of saying he wants to bring more jobs back? Wait, didn't he say that he wanted the U.S. to produce?
Yeah, he said that. He said his first term too.
He said in the first term that he wants things more American made, but we don't have.
And that would
America itself is a consumer, like a global consumer of damn near everything. Yeah. We buy everything from everybody else. Everybody sends their stuff to America. I mean, it's crazy.
I didn't even know. And look at the Mexico president, a woman. She like play with me if you want to, and we're not paying for the wall.
But if you look at I think I sent it to y'all that Patrick Bet-David when he broke it down as far as tariffs. I don't know if I sent that one to y'all. I sent the one he was talking about taxes, but you need to look at how he breaking it down. And there's no way around. We still gonna be taxed, and
there's no way around it at all. I'm just saying, if he increase it, of course, I didn't know, avocado. Well, I don't really buy avocados, but it's just amazing that where you hear like all of these different presidents from different countries are speaking up. Like Canada, it's like, oh, you want to play with us? Well, we ain't gonna give you no electricity. What?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got to be careful.
All these different countries we depend on, as Larry stated, we are a consumer, and now you're going after all these people, and they're like, and their president, they over here playing chess. They're like, okay, you stick it to me, you're not gonna have no oranges.
So that all that being said, that should let us all know that this whole economy thing, government thing, is a big game.
Right.
It's a trade. Game. Yes. Yeah. It's a big trade of goods and services.
Yeah.
Huge.
As Larry stated, we are a consumer. Who knew that our electricity was coming from Canada? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Until he spoke up and said something, right?
I don't know if I heard him say that.
He did. I mean, he made an announcement. Canada made it because he said he's going to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And what was the other state? In China again, he was going to up the price in China. And he said Canada and Mexico. And the Mexico president, woman, shout out to her, stood up and was like, try me if you want to. And Canada the president just announced that you put tariffs on us, we will no longer supply the U.S. with electricity. Who knew?
Interesting.
So what you think about the daylight saving times? That you think it should stay? You know, they've been talking about it for years, like doing away with it.
He said if they do away with it, it would put more money into the economy because people are. What did he say?
I don't know.
I missed that one.
Which way are they talking about the daylight? Are they talking about leaving it light longer during the day? Or
but how do you do that?
I guess
I mean there's lots of tons of places across the globe that.
But there's a lot of people that don't.
Hawaii. Yeah. Hawaii doesn't observe long.
When I was in Brazil, their president got rid of it too. But they have their president that did it was. She said one of my the people I met there said was similar to Trump, and they did away with it. But she couldn't remember if it was. Which one was it? I'm just trying to figure out. Well, so if we just click and say daylight savings only, it's no longer going to get dark. How does that work?
I don't know. Not daylight savings only. Not switching it. You know, like it's still gonna get dark and light, but not switching it from one season.
Not gonna fall back.
Moving the hours.
Yeah, moving hours.
It's just gonna stay the same. So he said by doing this, it would help the economy. I'm just trying to figure out how.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Because I've been in places where they don't observe daylight saving time, and there's no difference. It just isn't,
Right.
I know. I mean, a lot of
that's some economical stuff that I haven't even dived into.
I just feel like that isn't important at the moment, right? I don't feel like that should be.
Yeah. That's not really a priority.
I don't feel like it's a priority, and you should focus on that when you're like newly into the office. I just feel like there's other things to worry about than the time change, especially if it's not gonna you can't turn on the light bulb to keep it from getting dark at 5.
He got to worry about the CEOs. That's what he got to worry about.
Yeah, I have seen with different people talk about how far it has effects on your health too. Your sleeping.
Well, people get seasonal depression, right?
Yeah, and circadian rhythm.
All that.
Yeah.
But some people they produce better when it's colder outside. Some people, they feel like they work better. They're able to do more things when it's cooler outside. They're more productive than when it's warmer. I don't know. True. I just like it's either it's gonna be good or bad. I mean, good or bad.
Yeah, but I agree with your point. I don't think it's really a priority right now.
I don't think it's a priority.
No.
What y'all think is priority?
Well, I was gonna say, what do you think it's a priority? Well, he already said he can't do anything about inflation and food prices. He admitted that, so I'll give him that. He recently admitted that he can't do anything about the food. He said it's too hard to bring the cost of food and prices down on groceries. He admitted that. He was honest in that in his most recent interview. Google it.
He can try. Let's at least try.
Even though that was his promise, but he finally, I think he came to grips to say it's just not going to work. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, the mall, when he was saying people can't afford juice and water, the mall in the airport shows different.
What you mean?
Shopping is up this year.
Oh yeah. People go shop regardless. I don't care what the prices look like. People go shop regardless.
I understand that, but it's up. So I'm not saying that there's not people out here without, but the way that they were dragging it, people can't afford juice and water and milk and stuff for their baby.
Now I think it's a combination of a couple of things. One being that American people are high spenders on needless stuff. You know what I'm saying? Black Friday come around, you don't need to keep buying 50-inch TVs, man. You bought one last Black Friday.
Like, it don't work. You gotta buy another one because it only works from one Friday to the next year Friday.
And Black Friday was supposed to be an injection to the economy, but it's become such a ceremonial aspect. Like, what is it really doing now? And that's just another thing on American culture. It's huge on ceremonial aspects, but not much substance there.
No, so, but I guess it brings people together, right? I have a friend
cool.
that I don't really hang out throughout the end of the year, but on Thanksgiving and day after Thanksgiving, we come together and we go shopping and we plan it out. So it's hard for me to believe that, when you see all these people on TV, I couldn't buy any juice for my baby.
Yeah. But no, again, don't get me wrong. It's a combination of two. I see so many people who are financially struggling, but at the same time, they find disposable income to get
Out
the
of
most
nowhere,
wildest, unnecessary things.
right?
Like I'm
I
tired of
see on
seeing
my
people.
Facebook timeline when people are like, I can't afford this. And the next minute they're like, look at my brand new 2025 Lexus. And
Yeah,
at a
facts,
concert.
facts.
I seen that. I'm like seeing somebody at a concert. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Exactly. And they
But
were the same length.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
I don't know.
I think he should find a way. People say his tax plans are for the rich. I think he should find a way to cut taxes all across the board, as far as what they call
But
us.
that's what they're gonna start bringing Elon in for.
Yeah.
But does
Well,
he know, like, does he remember being poor at one point, being a middle class person?
I'm pretty sure he do. I hope so.
What do you mean you're pretty sure he does?
Hey, he ain't one now. And that's
I'm
what
just saying, like, sometimes when you elevate and you've been in that space for so long, you forget.
Yeah.
Or you think the
True.
plan may work, but you don't know because you never had to experience it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. The 2025, I think when they do new taxes, is it yearly when they update the brackets? Is it yearly or is it set out for 5 years and the plan just comes out every year?
I don't know. I know. I just looked at it a couple of days ago, but I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
It went down a little bit it went up. I think it benefited couples and then people with that made under 50,000. I think one thing that's going to hurt us that he's taken away will not, hurt some people is, Obama had in plan that exempt employees making under, I think, was it 50,000? I think under 50,000. I could be wrong. If you worked over your 40 hours, the companies were required to pay you OT. Overtime, even if you were exempt, right? When you hear exempt in the corporate America world, Leon, that means that your paycheck is the same every week or biweekly, whatever, no matter how many hours you work. Obama had put in place a law where even if you're exempt, if you work over 40 hours per week, the company is required to pay you OT. And I think Donald Trump he's looking into reducing the amount from 50 to, I think, back to 37. But I don't know a person making 37 that's exempt.
Right.
That's a very low, entry level wage where most companies won't, do that. But that's going to hurt a lot of people that are in that position because exempt can really make you or break you if you're not, making.
Yeah, OT. Yeah.
OT or, a significant amount, of money in that space.
See, okay, something like that leads us into one of our biggest expenses as far as Americans, and that's healthcare. And that's and now that opens up into a whole nother faction of what we got going on now, where people are, they got the target locks on this healthcare industry now, especially what happened a couple of weeks ago with the CEO.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that is going to open up conversations with companies and CEOs as far as looking
it already
at
has.
Healthcare plans?
Yeah, it already has. Like a lot of these healthcare and these insurance companies have already started scrubbing their websites, like removing their CEOs off of it, like as a physical protection, as a digital protection. Yeah. And so now they're just trying to figure out
better conversations on people getting denied for certain surgeries or certain, things.
I hope so.
Needed for a lot of them to stay alive or to be able to function in their day-to-day life with whatever health issues they may have. Do you think that's gonna, because they did a poll, right? I was watching a guy on YouTube. His name is like the Undisputed. I can't remember, a black man. He's a great guy. And United Healthcare denied over 37% of their claims.
Right.
37, they were the highest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an issue. It's an issue.
And then they say they was using bots or something like
they're using AI to go through. Yeah, they're using AI to set certain parameters for these claims.
That's crazy.
But the thing is with AI is, of course, you can kind of chop it up and tailor it to fit with, how you want it to. And so they're using AI now to really get thick into these claims that they can deny it for the simplest thing,
Right.
Like
It doesn't
it's
see
black and white
gray.
now.
Right. It doesn't see gray at all.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So it automatically denies it. And then you have to keep appealing the decision until you finally get a hold of somebody, a real person that's going to look over these different claims that you may have. I mean, I have United Healthcare, and I'm just like, I was waiting for our company's CEO or somebody to post something and say, we're looking into it, or we're looking into other
reassurance,
insurance providers, or something of that nature.
Some reassurance.
Some sort of reassurance. I heard you. We know what's going on. We see it. Right. We hear stories, because my company scrubs social media. You get what I'm saying? Right. They scrub it down. So it was just very hard for me to see that nothing has been announced yet, outside of review your health plan and make your elections. And it's like,
okay. Another thing too, that when we look at it from the common, and I'm going to talk a lot about just the common person, just the base level person who's working a 9 to 5, making ends meet, the ones that are struggling the most. Right. And when we look at it from the common person sentiment, like, it's like, yo, these CEOs and these C-suite executives, they're getting $6, $10, $15, $20 million salaries.
Yeah.
And somebody who having these healthcare issues can't even get a claim to go get the drugs they need to survive. And the people are getting fed up, And it's like, it's gonna take some severe changes for people for those companies to recognize that they have to make a change. But within those companies, when you have the executives and the C-suite and the chiefs and all this and that, there's two layers. The top layer is the board. Their job is to maximize profits. That's their job. And then everybody else is just everybody else,
Right.
So the board is going to maximize profits while also finding ways to cut those profits. And so that AI program is a part of, how do we cut profits? How do we maximize profit? I mean, how do we cut the expenses and maximize our profits? And it's the common guys the common people who are collateral,
Yeah.
fall into that.
I was just hoping to see something like, we'll definitely look into it. We'll look into our meeting that will update our AI, procedures and, the list of things. Sometimes, as the American people, you want some sort of reassurance that you're going to look into a lot of these claims of people coming forward. Yeah. I mean, past and present employees of United Healthcare are coming forth, and they're like, hey, these people are not lying, right?
Right. Yeah.
This is what we have to do with our job. This is what they told us. No, a lot of them said, we will read them. We'll review your claim and we'll fight for you on the back end, but still get denied. So they were wanting people to know, like, we hear you, we see you, I agree with you, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do
anything about it.
I can't do anything about it. And I think hearing that, is great to hear that somebody is trying to advocate for you. But on the other hand, it's like, man,
it's the classic David and Goliath. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is David, and these insurance companies, these corporations are all Goliaths. And there's trying to be one David out there that's like, hey, you about to catch the slingshot. It's weird to talk about that. It's weird to see that going down. With the whole CEO case.
The whole thing was crazy, but he was very polite with it. People were passing me the video, and I don't know if I was the only one, but I'm just like, did anybody notice the woman that just ran by him, and he was just
Somebody told me they thought it was fake. The video
wasn't fake.
I asked him, how do you think it's fake? And he went on through his whole list.
Nowadays, social media stuff, man, you got to take it with a grain of salt, bro.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah. But it was like repeatedly the same video. And I'm like, nobody going to talk about the woman that ran beside. And he was, but then again, if he was paid or if something happened, he wasn't after her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. He was on a mission. He had a mission.
Oh, yeah.
He was on a mission.
Right.
Did you have some situation with your insurance, or it was something different? Rene, you had a procedure that you said you was trying to get done. So
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, yeah, of course, with me, being a woman with healthcare, that was not it wasn't even an issue with my insurance. It was more of the doctor itself.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not wanting to do something that I'm asking her to do. So I went to someone else. But dealing with insurance, I have a friend who needs a specific IV, right? For her to be able to function with some of her health issues. Yeah. She got it done once in July, and then she finally.
Oh,
we lost one out. I hope she ain't hit the button by accident.
Yeah, she was tinkering a little bit.
Oh.
But Larry, do you think the government can function without us paying taxes? They say we years ago we didn't pay taxes.
Right. Back in like 1913, I think that's when they started implementing taxes, because we can help fund these wars. We can pay for these wars right before World War I. But it's so ingrained in our system now. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, but what I was saying is she just got the bill for this IV, and it's $30,000. Insurance paid. Her bill remaining is $8,000.
What?
That's the scam, man. Just insurance, like,
car
insurance is a scam too. Like,
all insurance,
it really is.
You do one claim, they be ready to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Or are you going up? Your insurance going up,
shooting up. Yeah.
My thing with a bill is when a hospital bill, even if I have the money to pay it, right? I'm gonna make payments to you because I'll live with the sense is, one, as long as I owe you, I'll never be broke. Two, I'm gonna pay you. You either get this monthly payment, 0 interest, or you get 0. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Get the monthly payment, because I just, like Larry said, it to me it's a scam. I feel like it is.
Facts. We're getting
There's
to a
other
point
countries
now
that offer healthcare for free and they're functioning. Europe is functioning. Canada is functioning.
But see, that's where I was talking about, as far as a lot of these corporations, their board is just trying to maximize their profits. Some of these CEOs are getting $20 million annually. Why? Where's that coming? How many people, how many customers do you need to get that amount to pay one of your CEO salaries? That's crazy.
Right.
And if you're talking about healthcare, like what the video we were watching, you sent me earlier, Leon, where what's name was breaking it down for some of these CEOs. Like, a family would have to pay $20,000 like annually, and you multiply that by hundreds of thousands of families just to pay a CEO salary for getting paid $10-20 million. But yet that family they're getting denied their claims for life because they need medicine for life. So I mean, yes, something extreme needs to be done. I'm not saying as extreme as what was done, but there's some changes that need to be made. And when a little guy gets tired of getting beat down, man, he takes drastic measures.
I'm just curious of who pays for the healthcare. Is it the government that pays the doctors and the nurses, everybody in other countries?
We do.
We paying for that.
Okay.
Look, I just asked Larry. I said, "Do you think the government can be ran without us paying taxes?" we pay everything.
Yeah,
absolutely
everything.
Not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's so ingrained in the system, and plus the fact that we don't produce a lot of the stuff that we consume, so we spend more than we make. As just us as citizens. And so they tax us on this stuff because we're spending so much, they might as well tax us on it, And it's a horrible system, But it's been going on for so long and it's so ingrained. But that's what Elon and his team was supposed to be looking into, and what is it? Trying to find ways to evaluate these discretionary funds of the government and things like that. How we can find trillions of dollars of wasted funds.
Cutting down some of the government,
Yeah.
We'll see if they have.
But that's also a Republican thing. Republicans believe in smaller government.
I'm curious to see what they cut. Because once they do a great job, he's gonna brag all about it, right? They're both of the people we hire for this. They're very braggadocious individuals, right?
Well, I hope they do a great job.
I'm curious to see what happens with that.
All right, look, I know one thing that cryptocurrency is running up because of Trump and his administration.
Yeah, he said he's gonna invest in that too.
Yeah,
but that's another thing. Like, I mean, Bitcoin been out there for a minute. It's at an all-time high right now. So I don't have any Bitcoin. I had some in the past, but I got rid of it. I'm still not on board with it yet. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, you missing the train." And I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you can't miss something you didn't have. You don't have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely I agree with that. I mean,
you still got some Bitcoin, Leon?
Yeah, I have some crypto. I have some Bitcoin, Ethereum, some XRP.
Yes, sir.
You still get Nvidia?
I still have a little. I sold some Nvidia. I made a little profit, and I sold some. And I kept some.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still have Nvidia. Yeah. So I helped somebody set up a account a couple weeks ago. No, a couple days ago. Matter of fact.
Did they make some money?
Well, they just set it up because I keep trying to. This young dude, I'm trying to show. He just be all over the place. So I'm trying to, mentor him. I've been mentoring him for a good while, for a couple some years now.
Yeah. I just tell people invest what you can. I was talking to the young guys in Lids, and I'm just like, that's their job, right? So invest what you can. I was telling them about the Cash App and PayPal, Venmo, all of that. And one guy set it up on his Cash App, but don't go all in with the expectation that you're going to have instant gratification, right? And it might happen with Bitcoin. You might put a little something and get a little something back. But the goal is, to continue to add and make it greater for later, but don't overspend more than what you can't.
Yeah, man, as you get into it,
about them TVs.
You still got bills to pay, and they still work. They work at Lids, So
yeah, you'll learn as you get into it. If you just you'll learn what to do and what not to do. You go make your mistakes in it. Best.
I just don't want them to invest $20 and they know they need it next week for gas. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me.
True.
Like,
True.
Oh yeah. True. Yeah. So speaking of that, I know Rene, you don't have kids. Me and Larry do.
Yeah.
So Larry, what do you? Well, you can chime in too, Rene. Looking at this right here, it says more than half of Gen X parents worry about financially supporting their kids into adulthood. And that's something that I've thought about too. Cause I'm like, man, like we've been talking, everything is going up. By the time our kids get to go to college and get out of school, time to buy houses, stuff gonna be pretty high.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it ain't like when our parents was.
Scholarships will be down. DEI is no longer. That was the end.
Opportunities are shrinking.
So what do you think about supporting your kids? Your kid, how old is your oldest one now? Larry?
She's 19.
19.
Yeah.
Supporting her into adulthood, mid adulthood, say 20s, 30s. Supporting her. What do you feel about that?
I mean, just speaking in general, I don't mind supporting any of my kids as long as they're actively progressing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's just baseline across the board. But I'm not going to support you if you ain't trying.
Right.
I'm not going to be doing all the work and you not doing anything.
Yeah.
But I get it, man. It's not as easy as it was. It's half and half. Some people are like, oh, it's more easier now than it was ever again. But
only because they say it's easier to make money now, but still, it's
easier to hustle It's
Right.
easier to get hustles. It's
Yeah.
easier to
Right.
make, a quick buck.
But you
But you
gotta
have
want
to,
it.
right. You got to want it. But I would say it's definitely easier to make a quick buck, but you got to have the mindset to stretch that quick buck out for the long run. And too many people don't understand that your long run is made up of a combination of short runs. But
Yeah.
everybody just like, oh, I got to get this money right now, right now, right now. But yo, you got that money got to last till tomorrow. And so I don't know. I look at a lot of people now, and it's just people are tired, people are exhausted, people are working hard but not making enough to survive. I mean, there are people out there making $70,000 to $80,000 and still struggling. Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It
Yeah.
also comes
That's
down to
very
a
true,
money
though.
management thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely comes down to a money management, but there's not like a money management board across the board that everybody's on. But just in general, back to your question, like for my kids, I'll definitely support them, up until.
You got to
Is there
echo.
an age limit? Is there an age limit?
Not really an age limit, more of a comfortable level, like.
So what if they're 40 and they're not really comfortable to your level of expectations of comfortable?
I think if your kid gets to 40 years old, it's not a money issue. Something else is going on, Seriously. Like, it's not like they're working or saving up money. Something else is going on. There's a deeper personal issue to look into. That's what I think.
I think the biggest key is try to, like, that's why I try to teach my girls, like, about finances, because I didn't really know much about business or finance. And
Right.
I still learn every day. I'm trying to figure it out every
You gotta
day.
have them talks, man.
You gotta have them talks, to let them know, look, you gotta do this, you gotta put this in place, you have to do this, because as you get older, things gonna be more expensive. You got to take care of yourself. You got to put stuff away. Know how to invest. So yeah, you got to have them talks. And
I think
even with people now,
one thing you got to really talk to your kids about when they're growing up is minimizing their distractions, because those distractions are knock them off their purpose and knock them off their goals and their plans. And it's like, what do I do? Because you can have one bad day, man, that could derail you for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. But as long as you got a plan or a goal in place, like, you can get back on the track, get back on the road, and continue on. But as far as like us as parents, like taking care of our kids, like, I don't know, man. It's a case by case basis, But I wouldn't mind. I would love for my kid to live with me until long as they're saving money, they got a plan, cool. But in general speaking, I would say talk to your kids and be like, hey, we're gonna save up. I'm gonna help you save up $25,000. Right. Travel a little bit, see the world, get some experiences under your belt, work a little bit, but ultimately, like, find a purpose. Find something that moves you, that gives you life every day you wake up and you want to do something. There's a lot of people out there. What's that?
I was reading an article about Rick Ross, right?
Okay.
It was his son's 16th birthday. His son wanted a party. He wanted a party, have friends over. Instead of a party, Rick Ross gave him a Wingstop.
Ross and them Wingstops, what? He got a lot of them.
And he has a lot of them.
Yeah.
And someone was saying, that's better. The son should be appreciative. He has a he has a Wingstop. The son wanted a party and to hang with his friends. This goes into my question of generational wealth, right? Yes. You're forcing something on this kid who did not want a Wingstop, doesn't want to be involved with Wingstop, but you gave it to him anyway.
That's tough for a parent, man. At what
point in time our parents and people are going to stop forcing generational wealth on kids with no interest in what they want to see for their family or their family down the line?
Okay, but that also plays a part in why parents going to have to continue raising their kids, because they're not accepting the opportunities that we laid out for them to make them better. We're usually the parent struggles worse. And so we're like, yo, we don't want our kids to go through the same thing we went through. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to lay down the bricks on this road I'm trying to build for you. And it's a lot of kids that come in here. And like I said, they get caught up in these distractions. Oh, I want to go do something else. I'm going to do something else. And somewhere there's a disconnect, whether we're not teaching them, hey, this is what you need for the long run, or we're not showing them the type of things that it takes for them not to struggle as they grow up.
I strongly believe did something different though. Maybe put some money in a trust, or did something.
I think that's safer. Yeah, but that's safe. I think that's safer in the long run for the family, but it could be very harmful if you say, I'm gonna put all this money in a trust for my kid when they turn 25. And because they don't want to do that right now, but when they figure it out, the money will be there. Usually when that time comes and that money is released to that child, they have no clue what they want to do. And so what they do with that money? They waste it. It goes to it deteriorates.
Yeah,
real
unless
fast.
you put rules around it, right?
I've heard somebody say, give it to them now. Why wait? I
mean,
you know how I feel about reparations.
Their theory was that they gonna need the money now.
Yeah.
Why wait till they get a certain age to give it to them when they may need it before they get to that age?
I think that's a case by case basis.
Yeah, I think it takes me back, right? If you think about it, it's like people when Big Mama leave her house to the kids, right? And her goal is to pass it. I'm leaving it to my kids for you to pass it down to your kids. And then you got that one uncle who needs some money, right? He done did the research, and Big Mama house is worth, $400,000, and we ain't got no mortgage. What he gonna do? He gonna talk everybody into, oh, we might as well sell it. You got your house, you can pay off this bill, I can pay off this bill, and now you done sold Big Mama's house.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So her goal was generational wealth for you to pass the house down, and then there was a stopping point.
Yeah.
At some point, greed
happens a lot. Happens a lot.
That's where the education comes in at.
But you can still be educated and do whatever. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go through a hardship at some point.
No, I'm just talking about the education of, growing up down the line. So when them times come, you know what you're facing and know how to handle it.
There has to be a family sit down, like a real family sit down, to lay out the goal, the plans of what generational wealth means. Because a lot of people don't understand. Like, we hear generational wealth gets thrown around like a buzzword. It's a keyword. Mm-hmm. But to break it down, like, what is generation? Like, okay, that's the preservation of a generation.
Right.
And what's wealth? What is
and
that?
It can look different for everyone.
Yes, 100%. Like, just the fact that some people look at wealth and they only see it as a monetary resource, and that's wrong. Right. Like, the wealth is tons of resources. It doesn't have to be money. It could be property.
It
could be titles.
It's legacy.
Exactly, legacy. But those conversations don't happen, and
they don't.
You can't blame a kid who grows up but has never been taught what generational wealth is, but all of a sudden inherits all this resources, all this money, and they piss it away.
I think it's happening more now, but even though for the people who may not have a lot of money, but just showing the kids now, but they may not have
people who are I think creating these businesses and generational wealth. They're not even setting themselves or their children up for success. They don't have, will. They don't have a trust. They're dying with all of these properties, and then it's just going into probate or not at all, or people are just letting it go. So it's like, if you're going to create something and you want your legacy to last, then I think, of course, have those conversations, realistic conversations, right?
Realistic, yeah.
But also, build, create a will. How about some life insurance so that, they don't have to sell this building to pay for your funeral or do all of these things. There's so much more that you have to do on the back end than just giving somebody, I'm going to have a hair business and then my daughter going to take over.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No.
100%. I agree with you.
If that didn't happen, we wouldn't have so many GoFundMes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a GoFundMe with people that was flaunting on Instagram money and all of that, and now their mama's like, "Oh, can you help me pay for Shay's funeral and her kids?"
But that's another thing. Life insurance was now it's been talked about more. But like you said, down the years nobody talking about no life insurance.
Well, life insurance has
because it was coming out of our check.
Yeah, you can pull money from it and buy a house, and you can there's many facets.
You can do that, but we didn't know about that back in the day.
Yeah.
We didn't know that you could turn your life insurance into a form of equity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all that information is coming out now, of course.
You just said something, Larry.
Huh?
You just said something. No, he said turn your life. I'm about to hit you. I'm about to talk about my boy.
What's up?
I'm about to talk about Rene.
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
What he said?
Dave Ramsey said, just get your term life insurance. That's all you need.
Just term?
Yeah. So why term and not life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look at it. I can't explain it, but Dave Ramsey, he don't like that whole life. He speaks against it. Well, for one, it's more expensive. He said most people can't afford it.
For a reason, though.
It was.
But he breaks it all down. Huh?
It was more expensive for a reason because you can pull more money out of your full term.
Yeah, but the more I looked at all that, man, it's good if you know how to. It's different ways you can use that thing, and a lot of people don't know how to use it. I've seen one girl.
The more money you pour into it for them to, divvy it up or invest into it, then yes. But
I seen one girl who broke it down, man. I had to say, y'all, she broke that. I watched a lot of people talking about, people say make, your own bank, but she was the only one who really broke it down, because there's a lot of people that have whole life insurance with their. Some people have whole life insurance, but they don't really know how to use it, and
they don't take advantage of it.
Their agent ain't gonna tell them nothing.
No,
right.
You gotta know,
because your policy got to be written a certain way.
Yeah, that's really one of the reasons Dave speaks against, because it's says a lot of people don't know how to use it.
I had a whole life when I had somebody set it up, but it wasn't set up it was set up. What he told me looked great, right? But what is it? Omaha Mutual, but Omaha Mutual paperwork and what I was reading wasn't what he told me. It was something different. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm paying into this, but there was zero return.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh, so that's the worst part.
You gotta be cognizant on a lot, because a lot of these people are, coming to your house, and friends, they're starting to sell life insurance. That's another, thing that they're hustling. But all they know just, some of the basics of this is the best for you. This is the best of the best. And you can get money in it down the line. But can you really? Because what you're setting up is not setting me up to be able to draw from it. I wasn't making $0 on that.
Right. But you paying into it.
I was paying a hell of a lot monthly.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of them, they take a while to build up. 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5, or something like that. I don't know. I don't have one.
I think those are classes that people should be offering versus forcing it down to get it because you need it. Tell me the benefits, like the true benefits of life and term, and because I know term should be better. When you're up in age, it's based on age. It's life cycle, right? Minus, it takes into effect illnesses and all of the pre-existing illnesses, right? And then your age. And then life looks at pre-existing illnesses. You can't even get it. You can't get life.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You got to read between the lines and some of that.
You have to read between the lines. A lot of them will deny you. And they have a way, once they enter your social, once you give them your social, they have a way for whatever, I don't know what system they use, but they can look to see what you went to the doctor for, what you've been, told and everything. Because I had to remember the guy who set me up, one of my friends, she, asked, he was like, I can get you on life. She's like, I have this illness. She was like, I have lupus. He was like, no, I can get you. She gave me everything, came back. He was like, no, you can't.
Right. Hey, that's that AI. That's that AI program. That's what that is. Yeah.
They have
use
a way
same thing. They use the same thing across the board now.
Yeah. You can't lie to those people. They have a way. And it's like, what happened to HIPAA? But
they do that now, even when you're trying to get a loan, just a regular cash or money loan. You could do an application like 2 a.m, and the AI program be like, nah, we either deny you or we approve you type of thing. It's
Yeah.
crazy with that. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, speaking on like denials and stuff, like there's another case for this woman named Breonna Boston. I don't know if y'all know
Oh.
her. This was like a couple days ago. She
Mhm.
got arrested because she had a claim with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they were on the phone talking to her and told her that her claim was denied. And so she said the words, what was it? Delay, deny, and depose.
Oh wow! There
And
it
she
go.
said, "You guys are next." And she
That's it.
got reported for that because something along those lines. Those words were on the bullets that got that CEO.
Right.
And so you have to be
Oh.
careful now
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
certain things you say because you could get flagged for that. And she got arrested for that.
Yeah.
$100,000 bail. I
Really?
believe.
Says she has been placed under house arrest after she was granted pretrial release bond with bond.
Yeah.
Court documents show she is
So
also
it's
under
wild in these streets.
GPS monitoring.
It's
Yeah.
wild out there.
Wow.
Wow. So you have to be careful in how you say certain things. Everything is going to be treated like the airport, huh?
So when you first said her name, Breonna Boston, I thought she was black, but she's all white.
Yeah, she's white. Yeah. She got a record now,
Wow.
too.
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
people.
it's just the nature of where we're at now, just as a country, is crazy. You know, just if you took a snapshot of what we got going on, it's hard to believe. But
Yeah.
it's wild
It's
because
sad that
4
it
years
takes an
ago we was
instance
wrapping up
like
COVID.
this. Right. It's crazy that it takes these certain circumstances for things to happen and for people to just really,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very sad.
Yeah, we on America season 4 right now. It's wild.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about them flying drones? They got man. People have y'all heard? Okay, the flying drones in New York, New Jersey, right? People saying they've been flying around for a while. They say they're real big.
I believe they have in New York, New Jersey.
I said something about I might be saying the wrong thing, but a mutation of whales or sharks or something in the water or something crazy. I don't know
what they got to do.
I don't know.
What they got to do in New York?
I've been trying to find it. I can't find it. I don't know what to type in, man. It's just some crazy stuff going on. But they've been talking about these drones flying across New York, New Jersey.
Is this recently because of certain?
I think it's ongoing.
Yeah, last week. Yeah. I mean,
I saw something about that.
Let me send this in big drones.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been flying drones over New York since 9/11.
Probably.
Well, they claiming
I saw something about. I saw something about drones in Mexico. But I mean, it's no telling. It could be anything because it's just at a level where, hey, we ain't privy to that information. It's still creepy as hell, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna look it up.
So I don't know. I mean, hell, they could
We're
be
in a world now
tracking people. Yeah.
No longer, what is that? There's shot spotter. There's drones everywhere.
Says Sherman calls on U.S. agencies to use advanced technology to identify mysterious drones. So people been calling in about mysterious drones flying around.
Or they're flying their own drones. I mean, you can fly your own.
The conspiracy is about to get started.
What my boy said, he said, "Man, people's these conspiracy theories." I said, "Hold up, I believe in some conspiracy theories."
We know.
I do.
Yes.
Yes. I do.
But on a lighter note, has anybody heard anything positive on the news lately? Any great things or?
Positive. I really don't watch the news. I just hear people talk, and then I'll go look at something. I may look it up. I don't watch the news anymore.
The news don't really report much positive stuff. I mean, it's sprinkled in there. It's sprinkled a little bit, but
well, Travis
entree is the horrible stuff.
Who?
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the entree.
The entree is the horrible stuff. Yeah.
I did hear that Durham, even though it's just again through circumstances, that they are going to be looking at how new laws or new ways to protect homeowners and their deeds from getting stolen and taken from under them. So They're looking at putting more protections around, identifying people who are, trying to file deeds to get them recorded, and what they can do to better stop the fraud that has been taken over most recently. But, of course, this has been happening for years, but most recently with the guy and the young Black girl being able to get the deed recorded on his house, the doctor.
Damn.
But now,
What happened? Tell me more about that.
A young girl, Black girl, she was able to get a deed recorded on this. I guess he's a very prestigious doctor in Raleigh, his home. So what she did was, he was in the process of selling his home, right? $4 million home in a private community. What she was able to do was, I guess she had the appropriate paperwork, and she filed a deed and got it recorded to where she's on the deed. She owns the house, right? This happens all the time. So she pulled up to the gate. Again, it's a private residence. The security, she told the security, I'm the owner of the home, or whatever, showed the paperwork. Of course, when you have private security and they know your phone number, they know you. Yeah. So they called the guy, because although he was selling the home, he was still living there. So they called, said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, somebody's at the gate. They said they're the new owner of your home. I have some paperwork here. He's like, what? What happened? Flabbergasted. Went to the county deed, registers the deeds office, found out that, yes, she got the deed of his home recorded into her name. And it, went downhill, and, they were saying there's really no protection surrounding it. Anybody can really do it. And she showed the appropriate paperwork to get it done. So he contacted her, and she talked about, she apologized, and she'll fix it or whatever. Of course, he has the resources and the means to dispute this, right? He's a prestigious doctor. This is a $4 million home. If you own a $4 million home, you have resources, right? So, of course, he located her, found her. She was in jail. He got her arrested, put her in jail for a minute. The registers the deeds office, of course, he on the news, and he's making a big stink about it, which rightfully so, right? But again, this has been happening for years. People have been, screaming about this for years. And so now, the woman who approved it and everything, she's all distraught, and now they're trying to new laws in place to protect the homeowners so that this won't happen again. She gets out of jail. 3 weeks later, she at the registered and deeds office again, trying to get title on the house.
Oh, wow.
They see her on video. They're like, and I guess WRAL on your side was just going there to, talk to them about it and what's going on. And they were just like, oh, she just left out of here like 2 minutes ago.
Shorty crazy.
Crazy. That girl.
I don't see how that can happen though. Why? How can that happen?
It can happen. It happens all the time.
Yeah, man. I be hearing commercials on the radio about that, about protecting your home, and locking down your deed, putting a lock on your deed.
Yeah. Or put a fraud alert on it. So they're figuring out ways how you can put a fraud alert on it, so that anybody tries to put transfer or get a deed put on your property in a different name, then you will be alerted, right? Yep. Some way, somehow. So they're looking at ways to protect the homeowner, but it's been happening for years.
I just read something similar to that. I can't remember what state it was, but they just changed their squatters law, because squatters had more rights than homeowners did at one point.
Oh yeah,
we talked about that on some of our early episodes. New York
and Oregon.
So we talked about that on some of our early episodes about them squatters. That's right. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they be up in your home, be all up in your stuff, man.
Yeah.
So
but
they tighten up on
people
that.
Here, the Airbnb, I know it's great to want to Airbnb your property, but you pay for a long-term tenant, they start getting mailed to your property.
Ooh.
They live there.
I didn't think about that.
They're resident.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you got to go through the eviction process to get them out, unfortunately.
That's why you got to sign the contracts.
Get them a contract. People are like, yeah, I mean, even the contracts is hard. This person, it just happened in Durham. It was in a condo. They signed a long-term 6-month contract with Airbnb. After the 6 months, they're like, oh, we live here. We live here. They even put a notice on the door, and you can't change the locks. You can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't
have
do
to
that.
go through the eviction process to get them out.
Yep.
And they stop paying after their 6 months.
That's crazy.
So, you want to have these investment properties and you want to do all of these things, and it definitely comes at a cost. So,
Sure.
but protect your home. Hopefully, as I hear more on the story breaks and the new laws changes with deeds and everything, because that affects, that I have to be up on that because I deal with that in my day-to-day job. But I will keep people abreast on what's going on, because it's nothing like, you trying to sell your home and finding out, Larry's on my deed. How'd you get on my
deed? Right.
That's crazy.
What's going on over here?
Right. And I got to go hunt Larry down to sign the paperwork to get out so I can sell my property and pay Larry.
I guess somebody got your house on Craigslist already.
Wow. That's wow.
Yeah. You gotta protect yourself and your property. So there's a lot more things than the election that's going on that we got to look at, things that are at our front doors that we have to protect.
Well, it'll be a couple more weeks before Donald, is it Jay Trump? Is it Jay?
Yeah, on my birthday. I should go out of the country.
Oh, that is on your birthday.
January 6th also coming up, man. What y'all getting into?
I'm gonna be paying attention to my friends and family and coworkers to see where they at.
The anniversary of January 6th.
Oh wait, what did he say? Go partner them too, huh?
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that. He's gonna partner everybody on January 6th. Like, it's about to get wild up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. January 20th. This is gonna be the craziest day. I mean, it's always on January 20th, right? So I guess I should be used to it, but it just feels a little bit different this year. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, Rene, we gotta we gotta go ahead and plan. See what we're gonna do. What everything will look like for us. We got to have something, some kind of get together for January. Yeah, for sure. Our birthdays and impel forward. Yeah, it'll be great.
Shoot me
double trouble right there, triple.
Yeah, you coming. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else before we leave? Oh yeah, this episode is brought to you by Impel Forward merch. Go to impelforwardmerch.com and copy you some merch. Yeah.
Yes. 14 of them.
14 of what?
14 items. Purchase 14 items.
And I do have something. I have something coming soon. So join the waiting list. Impelforwardmerch.com. Join the waiting list, and you'll see what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. And remember, seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams. Peace.